somebody blaring some music and you are trying to read something or talk to somebody, your ear gets cocked up and you hear that. And somebody is blaring that some political talk and he generates hatred against somebody. And hearing this, you get involved in the same hatred, prejudice, bias. So you must be very careful of what you hear, or what you see, or what you touch, or what you eat. Everything, all the inputs through the senses. Now this is a training, this is a discipline one has to undertake voluntarily oneself. Nobody can sort of make you do things that you don't want to do. So voluntarily undertake this habit of self-restraint. Let no one dictate. No need to dictate at all. In any case, in Buddhism there is no place for any dictation. It's all voluntary undertaking. And that is why lies the key to freedom of mind. If it is imposed by religion, by gurus, by a god, by anything external to your mind, that imposition itself is a very, very big bondage. The mind is never free. Never free from fear. Never free from worry, from anxiety. So if you want to enjoy a free mind, which is the most wonderful thing to enjoy, the only way is voluntarily undertake. First of all, the 5 Shilas. Undertake not to kill. That is, abjure violence in any way and every way. If you think by violence, by becoming angry, by shouting, by doing all these things you can get along and you can get things done, you are mistaken. Path of violence only increases violence. And so commitment to non-violence, inoffensiveness, is a great path of peace. So walk on the path of peace by following the Panchashila that Bhagavan Buddha has given. Similarly, undertake not to steal, but to give. You see, not to kill, but to save life in 100 different ways. Not to destroy life means to save life, to protect the well-being of life. In some way or other, if you can't do it yourself, well, those who are doing, help them with little fund, with little this, whatever you can. And develop this self-restraint over being a slave to sex activities, which leads to sexual misconduct. It's a horrible thing today in this modern world with all that money and pleasure and TV and all these sort of things. Sensuality has become a very, very big problem. And that can be solved only when you voluntarily undertake not to be involved in sexual misconduct of any kind. Similarly, have control over your tongue. Don't tell lies. You'll be surprised if you don't tell lies. A time will come you have developed a power over whatever you say. And whatever you say will happen. Vak Shakti, that will arise. So, if you follow the precept of truthfulness, that is the only way you can reach the ultimate truth. There is no other goal. And once you do that, what happens? You have control over the habit of carrying tales, telling this man about that man, telling that man about this man, and creating discord between the people. Tale-bearing, slandering is a horrible, horrible evil deed. It can undo a whole family, a whole society. Similarly, You can, by having this verbal discipline, you'll be surprised how your harshness, your habit of using abusive word and hurting people, you see, now all that will disappear. You will become gentle, sweet, soft-spoken, and that's such a nice thing to have, to be. And the worst of all is this gossiping habit. You have nothing else to do. Go on. Just chatter, gossip. Out of that comes all the, you tell 100 lies when you begin to gossip. You carry tales when you begin to gossip. You become abusive and critical, finding fault with the world but not with yourself when you begin to gossip. So these are to be undertaken voluntarily as measures of self-restraint. Once you do that, you have a control over your senses, over your mind. You develop mindfulness. And by developing mindfulness over the senses and over the mind, whatever you think, indeed you will have complete control over your feelings. Now you not only are able to detect what kind of feeling that arises on the sense organs or in the mental mind, you become quickly aware, alert, these feelings, and then you give them the right tag mark by saying, oh, this is a pleasant feeling, I need not go and get involved, or this is an unpleasant feeling, I need not become angry. I need not be, displeased and all that sort of thing because of that, or hate somebody. Or if it's a neutral one, I need not become too complacent. So once you have this awareness of the feeling, and then you are controlling your thought. Because from feeling, thinking arises. And it's from thinking that all the other involvement in karma arises. So when you have voluntarily you do this, then you further bring about a refinement of your awareness of feeling. Now you see that this feeling is not only pleasant, but it has two distinct sides or aspects. Either the feeling is a worldly pleasant feeling, which will lead to desire, or it's a spiritual pleasant feeling. You are meditating and you have wonderful feelings, very pleasant feelings indeed. Piti, rapture, joy. They are not bad, they don't pose any danger. See, once you know that it's a spiritually, it's a spiritual, pleasant feeling, you have nothing to worry. But you don't want to indulge even in that. By saying, I am feeling some spiritual feeling. No. The moment you bring in this idea of I, there that feeling, the spiritual aspect of it is gone, it's lost. It's like putting a little bit of, one drop of, nimbu water on a bucket of milk. In a second the whole thing is gone. So, those spiritual, you'll have to be very careful about. Similarly, one thing, one may have similar worldly unpleasant feeling. Somebody has said something and you get angry. Or you are meditating, your knee is paining, or you are not taking some shila, some virtuous conduct, and you have to sacrifice for that. You lose something, you get into trouble also for that. But you have to bear it. You bear that feeling and say, well, it's all right. It's a price one has to pay for trying to be spiritually developed. Sadhana has a price. So if it is a neutral, similarly, you reason it out properly. So you are not involved. By going into, you see, this refinement of understanding of feeling. Then further, it's not only that, feelings become calm. Once you understand this in a more refined and developed way, that feeling now induces calmness, samatha. And you feel very calm. You don't try to gratify, you see, yourself with that feeling or enjoy it. Just feel it. Just experience it. Now that experiencing of feeling in a very neutral and very, you see, pure way will automatically lead to calmness of mind. And that in turn will bring about the vipassana aspect of meditation. And your mind can be liberated like that. So this is how, by developing self-restraint, one develops control over the feelings, and by developing control over the feelings, one develops control over craving, and thereby develops complete mastery over one's destiny. May the grace of Bhagavan Buddha surround your lives with wisdom. May you all be enabled to practice self-restraint and thereby have control over yourself. May you all be happy. Sukhino bhavantu.